Alright guys, so we're going to be running a simple frequencies analysis using our data set. This is the same data set that we used in class, and I'm just going to go over it one more time. So our variable view setup, the first row I have the type of country, and then the second row I have the number of volcanoes. Again, this data set was retrieved from the chapter 2 data as found in the textbook in regards to countries and number of volcanoes in each country. So my first, again, like I said, my first variable is country. My second variable is the number of volcanoes. The types, country is going to be string because it's a nominal variable. It's a name variable. And number of volcanoes is going to be numeric because it's a numerical variable. I just changed my width to 50 to be able to have enough characters for the names of the countries. My decimals are 0 for both. Label, name of the country, and number of volcanoes found in each country. I don't have values, specific values for this. I don't have any missing. I don't want to change anything with my columns. I'm going to leave my align as normal. My measure for the first one is going to be nominal, again, because it's a name and categorical variable. And then my measure for the second one is going to be ordinal because it can be as many or as less volcanoes found in each country. It's not going to be a scale variable. Okay, so this is how your variable view data set should be set up. If you want to take a minute to pause the video and see if you're completely set up correctly, you can do that. If not, we're going to keep going. So now you can switch back to data view. And once you switch back to data view, you should be able to see the two variables on the top as your headers. I've inputted my data already, so again, if you want to take a pause and pause the video and then input this data as you see it on my screen into your SPSS, please feel free to go ahead and do that. So I have countries set from Antarctica all the way up until Costa Rica, and then again, the number of volcanoes is just how many volcanoes can be found in each of those countries, as found from the data set from our textbook. So your data should be simple, ready to go like this. Just double check to make sure that you have these three little circles with the A on it here for country, which means it's a nominal variable, and then you have these bar charts, which is ordinal for your number of volcanoes. Just make sure that those two are set to the correct settings for measure. All right, so to run the frequency itself, you want to go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and then Frequencies. Once you get here, you'll be able to see this small window pop up, and essentially to your left you're going to see both your variables, and then it's going to ask you if you want to move a variable into the variables box. This is what's going to be analyzed for your frequency. So yes, we do want to move a variable. We want to move the number of volcanoes into this box. So just click on this variable and then hit this arrow, and then it should move it in. So on your left side you should be able to see the country, and then on the right side you should see the variable number of volcanoes. Okay, and then once you have that all set, just hit OK, and another screen will pop up, and this is your output box. So for assignment's sake or quizzes or exams or anything, and I'm asking you to be able to give me a screenshot of your output, this is your output in SPSS Statistics Viewer. So if you look over here, you have number of volcanoes found in each country, and then to your first column you'll see 1 through 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 10. These are the numbers that we put in for number of volcanoes. Frequency is how many times it showed up in the data set. So the one volcano showed up 6 times in the data set, 2 volcanoes showed up 3 times in the data set, 3 volcanoes showed up twice, and so on and so forth. To look at the frequency percentages, we want to consider the valid percent column. So the frequency of one volcano in this data set is 42.9 or 43%. The frequency of 2 volcanoes in this data set is 21.4%. So anytime that I'm asking you to be able to give me a frequency number for whichever part of the data set, make sure that you are referring back to your valid percent. And that's all. You have now run a frequency in SPSS.